Wow, the curse is broken. First time 10 years, Middlesbrough win the first game of the season. This is going to be an amazing season. Nothing can stop them now, or can it? We've got assembled an all-star cast of Boro fans to rule the rod over the Swansea win. Welcome to Where the Boro Walk. You kick the subscribe button, we'll roll the titles. Welcome to Where the Boro Walk. Welcome back, Sean and Charlie, from last week's episode. And we're delighted we've also now enlisted the assistants to guide us through. This is going to be a very busy season of some, again, Boro hierarchy on Twitter. Rich, Jordan, and Will, welcome all of you. Sean, we'll start with your good self. As comfortable as 1-0 wins goes, or did that get a little bit nervy for you in that second half?
It should have been as comfortable as they come, to be honest. I think we were in the ascendancy in the first half, played really well, played some good football. We rued a few missed chances. The second half, we sat back a little bit, didn't really get going in the first 10 minutes. And by the end of it, we were left hanging on, partly down to a couple of poor decisions in the final third. But hey, 3 points is 3 points.
Yeah. Charlie, was it a penalty?
Oh, definitely. No questions asked for me.
Swansea fans might say a little bit different. Who impressed you? Who impressed you, especially from your new starters? I know you haven't got too many on show, but who stood out for you?
I really like the look of Aidan Morris. I think he's going to bring a lot to the team. I think his energy levels are going to be right up there. And I've seen a lot of things as well recently of him. People saying that they think that he could open up the midfield. Maybe he's unlocked Dan Barlas's potential, hopefully. So yeah, definitely him.
Rich, Tommy Conway's reportedly on his way to Boro. You don't actually need him, do you?
No, we definitely need him. Definitely need him to make a push, I think. I think the big fall down. I think the big fall down that we had last year was when Latte Laff got injured. We were relying on the young lad Coburn to get the goals. And although I really rate Josh Coburn, I don't think he's quite ready for our team yet. I think he needs possibly a loan move to either lower championship or the top of League One, just to get his confidence in his playing men's football, really get a bit more under his belt.
Cheers, Richard. Jordan, there was a criticism last year of Boro that you didn't kill off teams when you were on top, and there was a little bit of criticism on Twitter of that again. That here we are, you dominated the first half, potentially should have been out of sight, certainly by 60 minutes, and it was still hanging on in there. Do you fear that it's going to be the same again, and if so, what needs to change?
Yeah, I think it's more down to the final third and like making the final choices and that, rather than going 1-for-1 and going for self-glory. Look for that pass on where it's a kill the game off and go for it either 2 or 3-0 up rather than sitting on a 1-0.
Yeah. And finally, Will, lots of people have said it was only just Swansea. Let's not get carried away. But it is the first time, I think it's 10 years, you'll correct me if I'm wrong, that Boro have won the first game. You never win the first game. So can you excuse a little bit of party atmosphere from that actually, yes, it was just Swansea, but it was a good performance, and yeah, we move on.
Yeah, it's only first game of the season, like you've said, and it's the first time we've won in 10 years, so we need to somewhat be happy about that, but it's definitely something to build on towards the rest of the season, because we need to start well.
Who impressed for you, Will?
It's quite controversial because I've saw a lot of people having a go at him on Twitter, really. But I thought Isaiah Jones actually played quite well. He got the penalty, which obviously we converted. And yes, he did miss the sitter, but it's nice to see him taking on fullbacks again and terrorising them again.
Okay. We'll get on to goalkeepers a little bit later on in this particular episode. But Sean, how were you defensively when Swansea did try and have a go?
Very good. I think we've got that continuity. Now we can finally, it's not about putting the 4 fit players that we've got in the back line. It's about putting our best in there. And Rav Vandenberg and particularly I thought Matty Clark were he was a colossus on Saturday. And when bodies needed to be put on the line in the last few minutes to secure that win, he was there, and he marshals the defence. He's a good talker as well. So yeah, and with Luke Ayling added to that back line, there's a lot of know-how and a lot of talent in there now.
Okay. All right, we'll leave that Swansea one for now. Let's focus on Derby. We know we've got a Carabao Cup game to come as well against Leeds. More on that in a minute. Charlie, when the fixtures were pulled out, you saw for the away games Derby, and obviously they're back. Is this a sort of fixture you could do without going away from home to a newly promoted side who obviously is going to have a ground bouncing? Would you prefer this a little bit later in the season, or does it not matter?
Nah, I don't think it matters. You've got to play everyone at some point, and for me, I think it's probably the best time to play a team like Derby. They've just come up we're fresh off the first win of the season. We're going to go into this game full of confidence, and to be honest, I don't see anything but a Boro win on Saturday.
Okay. Let's bring in a Derby fan who might have a few things to say about that. It's time for Fof because. Welcome, Peyton, from where Rams Walk. Welcome to the Boro Work across the Terrace Salt Network. Thank you for joining us. You are outnumbered here, so we'll try and be kind to you. Hey, they tried to sue the pants off your club 4 or 5 years ago now. Steve Gibson, Mel Morris, not good friends. Are you out for revenge, or is that all water under the bridge in terms of Derby County fans' eyes?
I mean, a lot of us don't really like Boro because obviously Gibson, he's not a liked figure in our fan base, but he's not a liked figure, I think, around. He's done a few things to annoy opposition fans. But I think football-wise, we're not really rivals, but we could do with a win. And we had the pleasure of obviously being able to watch Derby on Friday night. So this will have seen you. What was your take on it? Was that in line with how you've been performing pre-season, or was that something you were disappointed with your Blackburn showing? I mean, I think we saw it coming. I think the mistakes we made in pre-season, we made a few of them, and it led to goals. You know, we made 4 mistakes, maybe more, but 4 big mistakes. We conceded 4 goals. You know, we hadn't made 3 of those mistakes, we'd have probably come out the game 2-1 winners. We were well on top in the second half.
How do you go and beat a Boro side who is, as you've already been hearing, well organised, defensively strong, and have one of the best strikers in the division currently on fire?
With great difficulty, I think. We've been struggling with our striker for the last year. You know, we have Collins who scored 20 goals in League One, but he's not going to score 20 goals in the Championship. Our probably first choice is suspended, and our defence likes to play in central midfield at times. So hopefully, our defence just stays where it's supposed to, and Paul Warne keeps Callum Elder as far away from a football pitch as physically possible.
Rich, can I ask you, when you were doing your predictions for who's going up, who's going down, were Derby in your bottom 3?
Yeah. Rock bottom.
Say it as it is, Rich. Jordan, do you see?
I just to be quite honest, I've got a friend who's a Derby fan, so I do see a fair bit of them with him in the pub and things like that. And it's I thought you were lucky to come up last season, and I just thought style of football you play, I think you'll struggle in this division, because I think it's a bigger step up than it used to be the last time you were here.
Peyton, would you take a draw now?
Yeah, we
we need to get our confidence back. Hopefully we can do that tomorrow. But if we can come out of it with a result, I don't think any of us are going to complain. I mean, I think you lot are going to be pushing for the playoffs if just outside. You know, we'll be lucky if, well, I say lucky. We need to push for survival. It's part of our plan. We need to do that. Get that done.
Jordan, and what changes to the starting 11 would you make if you were Carrick, if any?
I'd keep it as it is for now, to be honest. Obviously, the game is towards the back end of last season. We were on that good run. Obviously, we lost against Leeds at home. But I'd keep the team as it is. Obviously, change one or two, depending on teams and how they set up and how they want to play. Which keep same team, keep playing how we want to play.
Okay. All right, it's a big grudge match. I'm trying to big it up. The media will make more out of it than I'm sure you boys will. Will, can you give us a prediction then for this one? Your first away game of the season. Who's going, by the way? Who's got tickets?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll be there, yeah.
Watch out, Peyton. Go on, Will. Sorry.
No, I do reckon it'll be down to how the first, 20 minutes, half an hour will be. We need to start off pressing well against how we did against Swansea, and hopefully that will crack, and you'll see the defensive mistakes we did against Blackburn, and we'll be able to go a couple goals up quite early on, and then we won't have the nerves we did against Swansea where we'll be sat back for like 45 minutes hoping we don't concede.
Okay. Of course, your away form last year was questionable in periods. So let's hope you have sorted that out. Go on then, Peyton. What's the score going to be?
I'm going to say, I think 1-1. I think we're going to put a good defensive showing, but if we keep that nervy 20 minutes like we did against Blackburn and don't get into the game quick enough, I can see us being punished. We need to sort our defensive errors out and then get at them on the counter-attack.
Peyton, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. Enjoy the game. Pride Park will be rocking. I think we know that for certain, don't we? The first home game back in the Championship. Enjoy it. Thank you very much. And for you lot, it's time to rate some takes. Okay, just grabbed a couple of takes from Twitter over the weekend. Sean can give you the first one. This is from Jack Nate B. Jones really needs to pick his head up and make the correct pass. That decision-making was laughable. This was a pattern of these sort of comments as well. Do you agree with the criticism that Jones was getting?
I don't agree with it. I think we've got to be very careful. Jones is a player who most Boro fans understand his game's built on belief. When he doesn't have that, he passes backwards a little bit and he's reluctant to take his man on or try something or do something different because of fear of backlash for losing the ball. Now, I'd rather my forward players be trying something all the time. I mean, yes, he should have squared it and we could have had the game wrapped up, but he also won as a penalty. I think he had like 5 shots in total. He was trying to make something happen, which when teams come to the Riverside and they sit back, it can be very difficult when they're, trying to stifle the play. And for me, Jones was one of our better players, and he tried to open up the play. So I'd try and refrain from, especially when we got the 3 points, it didn't cost us in the end. So I'd try and refrain from giving too much criticism.
Okay, Charlie, the second one there is on similar lines about decision making. This one puts Finn in the bracket as well, messing up good opportunities. Can you see their point? Can you see a point of view there?
I can see both sides because realistically, in that moment, it's easier for us to comment on it because we're not actually in that moment. Do you know what I mean? So after it's happened, we can see what Jones maybe should have done, but at the end of the day, we got the 3 points. It's in the past, and there's no point in getting on the backs because, well, what's the point? We won. Do you know what I mean? Like, let it go now. They'll know themselves more than anyone. So, and I'm sure Carrick would have spoke to them as well. So, yeah, that's my take on the Jones and Finnazaz.
Yeah, I have to say I pulled these out. These are the only negatives I could find, to be honest, on Twitter. So we are being a little bit harsh there. Most of it was I know
the lad who tweeted the third tweet, actually.
Right, tell him he's famous. And Rich, great performance Jones for Hamilton next week, and we fly. How are you having that one?
Not really. As the other lads have said, I think Jones is a confidence player, and it's when his confidence is up. Like I think Will said earlier, we've not seen him take defenders on in the periods when his confidence is down, and I thought he looked back to his best at times yesterday for me. And to be quite honest, I'd have been taking the shot in that situation and not squaring it to anybody. So
he was clearly
got to
feeling
go with
confident,
him.
wasn't he? He was clearly feeling confident himself. So there's no wrong with that.
And I mean, to be quite honest, I think a lot of our fans have not give Cabango enough credit for getting back and blocking it. Because he still got in behind his keeper and anticipated where it was going, and so great performance.
Yeah, all good. Yeah, I hope you do go up this season because I like to see Michael Carrick smile a bit more. His interviews. I mean, fair dues. He's got to keep a certain still, but I wish he'd cheer up a bit. Anyway, on to goalkeepers. So each week we're going to be asking you we're going to go through each of the positions now at Boro and ask you for your views on what's strong and what's not. We're starting with goalkeepers. Jordan, I think we're up to you. If I can ask you for your opinions. Some people are saying Boro are short in the goalkeeping department. They need to at least invest in one more. Where do you sit on the strength and depth of your current group of goalies?
I think we're pretty strong and got some good depth from the goalkeepers, to be honest. Obviously, Salt Brennan, was out on loan last season, Leyton Orient. I'm pretty sure I think he got Player Year of Award, as well as the Fans Player Year of Award at Leyton Orient. So I know I've been watching him for a few years now, out on loan. He's been doing pretty good. And Sonny Dieng, I don't think anyone's replacing him anytime soon, unless it's Salt Brennan in the Cups.
Yeah. Will, is Sonny Dieng one of the top 6 goalkeepers in the Championship?
On his day, I think he's incredible, Senny. I think he offers so much to our team, especially playing out from the back. Yes, it's nervous at times, but it can be really effective. But yeah, I definitely think he's at least top 6. I'm trying to think of better keepers than him, and I can only think of a couple. So yeah, I think Senny's definitely up there.
Is he better than Patterson at Sunderland?
Oh, 100%. We put 4 past him last season. Five in the game, yeah. So, no, definitely Senny's better.
Okay. Sean, this is from transfermarket.com a week ago or so forgive if it's wrong, but according to this, you only have Tom Glover in backup. Has that now been addressed, or does it need to be addressed?
We have, as Jordan said, we've got Solbrin that's come back as well. There was a lot of talk as to whether Solbrin would only really come back as a number 2, and there was talk of maybe Glover moving on, but it looks like as a 3 they might be quite happy to be in the squad. What happens in the cup games will be interesting. Last year Glover obviously came in for the cup games to sort of keep that sort of morale, if you like, and happiness in the goalkeeper camp. So no, we've got 3 at the moment. I think Zach Hemming was another one in the frame, but he's gone back out on loan.
Okay. All right. I want to finish off by asking you all about the Carabao Cup. We've asked every team in the Championship so far whether they want to win the Carabao Cup or be promoted. Nearly every single one of them has said promotion. But you guys have obviously last year had a great run in this competition, and it put you on TV. It obviously got you all the way to the semis, a day out. Can I call it a day out at Stamford Bridge? It wasn't even enjoyable, the result, but I'm sure some of you got nice memories from it. Charlie, for you, would you be bothered as a Boro fan if he didn't take it as all seriously this year, given obviously the obvious priorities for your club?
Yeah, I honestly don't care about the cup competitions this year personally. I think the last 2 seasons we've done really well in the FA Cup first one, and then last season we done really well in the Carabao Cup. And it's obviously everyone knows it's nice going on these big away days and you get TV money and that. But for me, Premier League football next season's got to be the ultimate aim, and anything else is a bonus.
But to argue that, so that game against Chelsea at the Riverside, you will all remember that, I'm sure, for
a long time. There's some young fans that I'm sure have never seen Boro beat a big name. So, Rich, for you, if you exit the competition against Leeds on Tuesday, no one's going to care too much. I'm pretty sure about it. But is football not just about making memories as well as trying to have some trophies in the trophy cabinet? I personally don't get this. It's all about promotion.
It can be, but like Charlie said, we've been quite lucky over the past couple of years. So we've had some good journeys. I'm very much on Charlie's side on this. I think promotion has to be what we're aiming for this season, and that has to be the priority. If we get a cup run thrown in there, we'll enjoy the journey of that, I'm sure. But for me, promotion is the end goal this season.
Okay. So
and the be all and end all, really.
So you couldn't care less if Leeds win 3 or 4-0 tomorrow and just call it, play the kids. Yeah, no one's bothered. Okay. I can't push you on this. I can't even offer you a Sunderland final, can I? And you beat them at Wembley. All right, into added time. Cheers, fellas. All right, 90 seconds on the clock. Fast one-word answers, two-word answers if you can. No monologues. Starting with you, Jordan. We've talked about goalkeepers, but who's the best goalkeeper that's ever put on a Boro shirt?
Victor Valdez.
Will, opposite for you, I'm afraid. Who's the worst person you've ever had to watch between the sticks live for Boro?
Brad Guzan has to be.
Fair dues. Sean, who is your unsung man of the match against Swansea?
Oh, unsung. I would say Luke Ayling. Very, very solid. Offered support.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Luke Ayling. Yeah, good. Charlie, can you revise your predictions for where Boro will finish, and can you also tell us where Swansea will finish based on what you saw as well?
Boro top, Swansea 12.
Gosh, you have gone up from last week.
Got confidence.
The difference a week makes. Rich, what signings need to be done in the next 7 days before I meet you again?
I think left back and striker, and I think we're good to go, to be honest. I know Bangura's now out again for a while, so I think we definitely need someone to support Engel.
Okay. Jordan, if Leeds are going to be serious and make a bid for Latileth, how much money do they have to put on the table for you to even be interested?
I don't think we did even entertain my conversations to sell them to Leeds, to be honest. Non-negotiable.
Nothing. No amount of money would move it.
No.
Right. Okay. And then one question to you all. Then I'm not bother asking it. It was about Carabao Cup or promotion. So I'll just give it to you, Will. Here we go. Carabao Cup. You can have the cup. You can beat Sunderland 5-0 at Wembley. You can be in Europe next year, or you can be promoted.
Does that mean we beat Leeds as well?
Yes. Yeah. You can beat Leeds, Newcastle, Gateshead, Hull on your way to Wembley, and batter Sunderland.
You've convinced me. I'll take the cup because I was too young to witness the cup. So I've witnessed promotion, so I'll definitely take the cup.
All right, finally pushed you there. Listen, fellas, thank you very much. I'm really looking forward to chatting to you along this journey. I'm sure there'll be ups and downs along the way. Enjoy your trip to Hyde Park. Behave yourselves, and we'll catch you next week where we're going to review the Leeds game, the Derby game, and look ahead to the next one. Cheers, fellas, and thank you very much for watching. We're on the Boro Walk. Comment, subscribe. These boys aren't doing it for free. Cheers.